We're back.
We back.
We're back. We're back. Hardcore. Word up. We're hardcore. Let them know again, Ed. We are hardcore. Word up. So, fellas, like I was saying earlier, the topic of today is if you was able to make that phone call to someone, past, present, what would the conversation be, and who would it be? Let's start with you, Dave. Get you out the way. Sleepy smirk.
I already told you. call my paycheck before I had to pay these bills. Be like, yo, man, we was bonding, man. Then you had to go. Nah, seriously, all jokes aside. I like to have one last conversation with my son.
Your son? Okay.
Yeah.
And how would that be?
How would it be?
Yeah.
I mean,
this the conversation. Like, how would the conversation start off? Like, will it be one of those days, or will it be one of those days of you just rapping, just talking about stuff, or will it be like, I wish you was, like that conversation? I wish you was here because this is what's going on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that too. That'd be part of it. But just any and everything, just to be able to have a conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't one of those cases where you didn't get to say I love you or nothing like that. I mean, we always said that.
Right.
Which was, was a good thing. But, just a conversation like, right. Yo, this is what's going on right now. How you doing? How I'm doing, da-da-da-da-da. Just one last conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because, when they leave like that, you get jerked of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's damn. So I'm glad I never, well, I'm not saying never. I'm glad there wasn't no bad blood between us. I'm glad, everything was good. Just like I said, one last conversation, talk about any and everything, and I'd be good.
But I know that knowing your son, outside the house, they were good kids.
Yeah.
Because I didn't live within the house, but I know outside the house, they were good kids. So I never saw any turmoil, and your house was always peaceful anyway. So, outside the house. But,
Don't you know from the islands, everything stays in-house?
In-house.
Right. Damn Skippy partner.
But, he
Four walls could talk.
Yeah. He was a great kid, and I know, that you would rather have that.
Very somber topic today.
Yeah.
No, but it's a cleansing topic. You know why? Because, like, there's many people that I could say the same thing. Like, I know you probably would say the same thing with we just spoke about her last night. I was talking to Rose, and we spoke about
Antoinette.
Mm-hmm. So because Doria's birthday just passed the other day, and so we was just thinking about Doria. We was like, yo, we need to go have a 40 ounce and just drink a 40 ounce for Doria. From back in the days, being at downtime and just hanging out with us. And how we would, how we used to hang like back in the days. But you always want to have that conversation with someone and say, yo, you know what? Remember what we used to do? Like you say with your son, I wish I could have the same conversation with my son. In California, like we kind of went our separate ways because of certain situations. And I always try to get back with him. And then I felt like, wow, I didn't do enough. I didn't do enough. And then I kept saying to myself, well, you did do enough because if you did enough, you brought the water to him. You can't make him drink.
Right.
So in that factor, I was like, I was okay with myself. But you still have that factor, like, what else could I have done? What else could I have done? For my son to leave from New York to go out to LA to try to follow a movie should see me now. Look where I'm at. Look where I'm at. Remember little snot-nosed kids slap upside the head, go upstairs and do your homework? I did my homework. I got a master's. I got a mental health counseling degree. I got this. So I can just say, I walked across Radio City Hall with my degree. I did this. Just to brag about, like, all the hard work you told me to do, look what it did for me. So those conversations, even the conversations I would like to have with Malcolm X.
Right.
just to have that conversation. Like, what was you thinking? How did you like just stepped out in the front line and kind of put your family to the side? That conversation, like, because he was family oriented, but he felt it was more about the people. You know, so to have those conversations with these leaders and with my son, and it's just those things that she's just like, wow, if I had that conversation, like, what was you thinking about? Or talk to Reverend Wyatt that from the church with the 4 kids that died in the church. It's like, how did you leave them in the church? Like, those conversations, like, that you can just have just to find out. And those so I have many people. I got a bucket list on it.
Same here.
I got a bucket list. So the conversations, like I said, it's not to be slumber, but it's also bring like some happiness. You know, I wish I could. That's why I brought up Bernie Mac, because I thought about this conversation. Like, I wish I could just sit and talk to Bernie Mac. I probably wouldn't even get a conversation through. He be joking all the time, like, you know, just to sit down. Like, I remember we went on the road a couple times. We was with Cedric the Entertainer.
Right.
He was around us. So even with Ced being around us, that he was just a jokester. They said Bernie was even worse. So to be in a room with them, with a bunch of people that just all they do is like to have fun and clown around.
It sound like us.
Right.
True that. What you think of that?
It definitely does sound like sound like everybody. I mean, it's all in my head now because you got me thinking about it. Like all the people that passed away, my friends, and you know what I'm saying. The last conversation, and I always think about the last conversation, the last phone call, the last text. Oh man, my father, it was crazy. It was crazy because he was sick, and he didn't know that he was gonna pass away. So it was just, he was already like talking about, yo, let's go fishing when you come down, because you know it's about to be hot, la la la. And he in the hospital, he talking about fishing, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to let me know that he's, you know what I'm saying? And that conversation was like bugged out, because after that, that's when I started feeling him, you know what I'm saying? Like his presence.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that was, it was creepy, but at the same time, it was my father, and I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, just let him release, you know what I'm saying? This is your time, do it now. And he was still holding that, yo, let's go. Let's go fishing. Come on, come with me out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's all the way in the South, and I'm in the Bronx. He's talking about, yo, come on, let's go. Get ready for the summer. And he passed away, and that's the bugged out conversations. I really, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel his presence. That's why I think he did that. You know what I mean? I think he had a strong soul.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that. My aunt, my grandmother, yo, it's crazy. I still feel them around me because of the stuff I've been doing. I think they kind of like, I think they kind of right there with me. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Get it together.
You better do something better.
Right.
So it just made me open up, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. I'm 48. Still here. Feeling good.
That's a good old number there.
Word. Can't neglect that. I'm with the Violators.
Right.
My hair, like, look.
Yeah.
I need my shirt, and my hat.
See, you went.
Always out of uniform. Always bothered.
Yeah, always out of uniform.
So Harry, what's up? What you think about that?
For me, it's well, you know, it's crazy because for me, it'll be my dad, right? But my dad wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So it will be more about getting closure with certain things with him about that. But for me, in reality, for real, will be my stepdad. You know, because he was a great man. Gotta say that. You know, he took us from a building to the projects to owning 2 houses, you know?
Right.
Where me and some of my siblings did not respect him like that. You know, we really ran over him. You know, like, I don't want to talk bad like we, you know, but my thing is he ended up retiring at 50. A few months later catching full-blown cancer, to getting chemo, getting 6 months to live, and me seeing him that way and telling him, you look weak, you know, but we'll talk tomorrow. And he died in my hands that night. So it will be me about having that conversation that I never had, which I feel God said, you know what, we'll let him take his last breath in your hands. But that's my things. Just finishing that conversation about a lot more
I'm looking on Facebook every time, but I seen when a football player take his jersey, re-put his stepfather's name on his jersey to rock while he's playing. He said, "Because you do so much for me and my family, so I'm gonna represent your name while I play the sports that you take me to, that you paid for, that you do all." And change his whole jersey, put his stepfather's name on the back.
Wow.
Stepfather's matter too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, even going to Shaq.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, even to Shaq. You know, I'm gonna let you go in a minute, Wade. Because even with Harry's story, like I felt the same with my biological father. When I ran into him, I was like 21, already had a kid, and he stayed in my life all the way through from that 20 years old to like about 40 something, 47, and he got throat cancer. But when he came back to my mother's life. My mom went in Gatton. That's when we started running with the Valets and we started wilding. My mom said, "I'm gonna get somebody for you." So I walked in the house one day. I'm like, "Yo, this dude look like me." So I walked in the house and that's my dad. And I was still wilding out. I mean, one day like we got into some like little beef in front of the projects, and I went to swing on this kid with a bat, and I just felt somebody grab my arm, and I couldn't move. I was like, who got me like that? And I turned to my father, like, whoa, that's how a man feel.
Right.
You know, that's how a man feel is till you stop. I was like, whoa. And from that day on, I was like, I have nothing but respect for you. I said, you can't do nothing for me because I'm already out there. I'm already out in the street. But he was the best grandfather to my son that he could ever see. So those stories are still there. So when he was on his dying bed, he cried and said, I wasn't there for you. And I had to tell him the same story. I just said that time that you grabbed me, you showed me what a man was, and you became the best grandfather to my son. I was like, so what else can I ask for?
Right.
And then the next day he passed away.
Wow.
So his wife at the time, and I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. My sister called me my stepsister because my father is Jay-Z's Michelle.
Right.
Is my sister. Jay-Z's sister.
Okay.
So that's my father. Her father me same father. But my sister, she called me like, "Yo, your dad is bugging out." I was like, "What he's doing?" He got married while he's in the hospital. I said, "Got married while he's in the hospital?" He said, "He got married while he's in the hospital." He's just like you. You know, he's a player. Why you getting married? I said, "Well, I ain't a player no more." Make sure you hear that on the air. But, so I called my dad. I was like, "Yo, listen, you know, I heard you getting married." He said, "Listen, this woman been by my side. She went through everything I went through. Why not leave her everything else I got?" So she get my Social Security, because he's a vet, Vietnam. So you get all that money goes to her. So I'm gonna make sure she's taken care of when I'm gone. I called him back and said, "He's good."
There you go.
He's good. You know, he have his right mind. He's saying, making sure he take care of the person that was there for him. So he's good.
Right.
So those stories are the stories that you want to like talk about, that you want to say like, instead of like everybody's saying, "Oh, my father wasn't a good dude," or nah, you know, he was there. He was there when he could do it.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't get to say, "Yo, you know what? You was there when you could do it.
You know, you did a good job.
You did a good job. Thank you."
Yeah,
You know,
thanks.
and that feeling, like I will never want to have that feeling for my sons, saying I was not there. You know, that feeling's like, yo, my dad was there. Anytime I needed, he was there. So
It's just a good feeling, man. And it's good to hear from your own child to say, you know, there's some baby moms want to put people down and other people want to put other men down. But when the kid realized that you've been there for him, that's all that matters.
Right.
You know, so it don't matter what people say. Be a father to your
I
child.
mean, mine's would be, my wife. So, cancer is like one of those diseases that takes anybody. You know what I mean? It has no remorse. And I think, that particular week, she shut down. Like there was no motor skills, no movement, no nothing. But she was just constantly, communicating with moans and, just moans and just tones. And I think that last day before she passed, I was sitting there and it was just like, she was mumbling and I know she was saying something, but, I I knew she was telling something to me before she took her last breath, right? And that conversation would be, if I was to talk, like, you know, what was that you were saying? Because I want to know what it was. And I know it was something positive, and, you know, for, you know, whatever message it was, I know it was deep, but that's like something I want to hear, like actual words. Like, this is what I said, you know what I mean? And I want to hear, that's what I want to hear. You know, if I had to make that phone call, like, listen, I just want to talk about that day. What were you saying?
What were you about to say?
Right, or what we, you know what I mean? So that way I could have that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's it for me. That's like that pivotal moment in my life where, you know, if I had to go back and make that phone call, that's what I would, you know, sit there and talk about.
Yeah. That's, you know what? That's the tough thing to be. Like, it's two things. I don't want to feel like a loved one died. Like, even with my moms, I had to do. My sister's gonna call me when she's like ready to take. Like, my sister want to keep her on the machines. I was like, nah, come on. You know, she's starting to become a vegetable. You know, they cutting off her limbs. They cutting off this. Now she's not even a whole person no more.
Right.
We gotta let her go. You know, to keep trying to keep her.
Prolong it for your own selfish reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's let her go. If she can rock without that machine, then she rock without the machine. But if she can't, then that means it's just ready for her to go.
Right.
You know, I don't want them to cut another toe off of her, fingers off of her. She's crying like she can't even do, like, you gotta change the diapers and all that. Let her go. She's feeling bad by herself.
Right.
And so that, for me to do that while I was at work, my sisters done gave me the phone so I could see when they took the plug off and the whole nine. And for her not to be able to say anything with them, everyone just being there, I felt that she was okay.
Right.
And people actually don't. And I was at work, and they was like, "Yo, you all right?" I said, "I'm all right." I went in the bathroom, did my cry, came back in. They said, "You want to go home?" I said, "No, I'm good." I said, "My mother would have told me to keep working."
Right.
She just said, "Keep working." I'm okay, you know. And I have a different look on life when it comes to certain things like that because of what happened to me. So my look on, like, when they go into that light, they go into a light that's much happier.
Of course.
So, and because I crossed that threshold and I came back. So I know that feeling. So that feeling of feeling good, they're all right.
Right.
They are from where I went through.
Right.
Now, if someone else is going to the dark hole, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. But
Don't know about that shit.
for that, it is. Al, what you think about this, Al?
Well, you know me. That's just a real good topic, man. Real good question. And when you gave it to me, and I'm writing it down so people could see what it is. Like, all types of thoughts is going through my mind. But at the end of the day, if I could call anybody, it would be Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
And my conversation would be, please tell us what we need to do to protect, save, and keep your people where they need to be. Okay. There's so much destruction out here in the world, so much going on. It's like you just turn a page and the whole building just fell down on us, you know. And I don't see where we're doing enough to save our communities. So I would definitely ask him what it is that we can do, and ask him for the power to get it done immediately through his signs, miracles, and wonders. And then the first thing would be my dad, because like the rest of y'all, he wasn't in my life, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until like the last maybe 5-6 years of his life I got to know him, you know. And I found out that he had a lot of pain and went through a lot of stuff, but he didn't get a chance to tell me everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, and I found out how such of a good dude he was, you know. And I felt like, and I was stubborn because there was times he tried to reach out to me and I didn't want to be bothered. You know, I'm walking around, this tough guy, can't nobody say nothing to me. I raised myself, I didn't need my dad, I was in these streets, blah, I say this, you know. But at the end of the day, I think I cried more for when he passed than when my mother passed.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So again, a lot of us don't realize the void that's in us when we don't have that father figure to really guide us and take us. And then when they do try to come and show us some things, we want to be bitter and nasty and talk about what they didn't do, when all actuality, like you said, he's here now. Now is the time. You know, so I did get a chance to really get to know him. He was he was a Knick fan to the end, man. Let me tell you, this dude, man, you couldn't tell him nothing.
He was happy on Wednesday. Mad last night.
Yeah, he loved his Knicks, man. But and then from that, the next person would be my grandmother, and then my mother. You know, I mean, we got to give people their flowers while they're here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way we don't have to have these type of conversations. But that topic itself, man, it jars the deepest core of me to really think about everybody. You know, even with you guys. Like, if I wasn't here with y'all right now, and somebody asked me that question, like, would it be one of you guys that I would like to speak to? You know, so again, we got to be conscious, man.
Yeah. Okay,
we got to love on each other. We got to show each other the support, man. We got to get to a point where we realize that this world is ugly enough, so we don't have to be ugly towards each other. You know what I'm saying?
True that. That's like you said. We all got a bucket list of who we could talk to, who we couldn't talk to, like who we couldn't talk to. But when we come back on the next hour, we're gonna talk about who we can't talk to this day. You know, like who would you want to talk to? Would you want to talk to Trump, David? Would you want to? Would you want to?
Whatever.
You know, who want to talk to Obama? Who want to talk to Tyler Perry? Whoever want to talk to one of our leaders? And then what would you say? What conversations would you have with them on today's topics or whatever you want to go through? What you think about? Not everybody can pick Trump.
Right. I don't think nobody picking Trump.
So we're going to come back in a moment and we'll talk then. All right.
Violators. We online, baby. Violators. Unlimited. Radio. Online. Every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. Log on iAccess. Unlimited. This is Unlimited. Radio. Online.
Violator for life.
I'm certified.
Leader.
Yo, be a father. If not, why bother, son? A boy can make 'em, but a man can raise one. If you did it, admit it, to stick with it. Don't say it ain't yours, cause all women are not whores. 90% represent a woman that is faithful. Ladies, can I hear it? When a girl gets pregnant, her man is gonna run around. Dissing her for 9 months when it's born, he wants to come around. Talking that I'm sorry for what I did. And all of a sudden, he now wants to see his kid. She had to bear it by herself and take care of it by herself. And giving her some money for milk won't really help. Half of the fathers with sons and daughters don't even want to take them. But it's so easy for them to make them. It's true, if it weren't for you, then the child wouldn't exist. After a skis, there's responsibility, so don't resist. Be a father to your child. Black people unite and let's all get down. Black people unite and let's all get down. Black people unite and black people unite and let's all get down. I got to have it. Black people unite and let's all get down. Hey, yo, brown is my complexion. I'm burning, sucker, so wear protection. Now who's next when Ed's flexing? I'm the bread and you are just a crumb off. Step back, relax, cause that OG's about to come off. I'm from Roxbury, the berry, but not the fruit, y'all. Don't make me act like where I come from, cause it's brutal. Hold my own in a zone that's neutral. Soon to be large, the whole 9 yards, but I ain't suit, y'all. Suckers be swearing that their staring is gonna scare me. Look but don't touch, and if you do, be prepared, G, to go out. Just like your first day off punishment. The Bulldogs, Roxbury, and Boston is what I represent. The black united leaders living directly on proven sounds. At first you didn't know us, but now it's like, yo, put me down. We didn't get in there so you can get in with us. You wasn't down, we was riding the bus. So put on your Adidas and step off. I got to have it. No need for me to run away. Brother, put the gun away. You wanna take my life away as if we were in combat. You can buy some new Adidas, but you can't buy my life back. Hey, yo, what's up with that? Why is it like that? Let's stand together, y'all, and fight that in a race. To replace waste with a taste, just in case you can't face the place that you've been put in. If you was my kid, for what you did, you have a foot in. Right in your ass. Another terms kids are having kids, they're not parents, so they let them do things that shouldn't be done. You're not a father cause you got a son unless you're taking care of him. Crack is more contagious than rabies. Bass-head broads are having bass-head babies. Now how that sound? Not profound. Black people unite and let's all get down. I got to have.
Y'all mythological, thinking it's comical. The astronomical is coming through like the flu bombing you. And then bombing in your crew too. With the musical, mystical, magical, you know how I do. With road attack skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who? Wanna get tripped on word is bone. I'm kicking rounds to the AM vote just swarm. Now Quincy, but I'm back on the block and not selling crack. I'm coming in with the fat funk flows and tracks. So what you saying, black? With all that yakety yak. My order facts can't be beat with bats. I'm saying I eat everything up on the menu and bend you and send you swaying to be continued. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. I get it, yeah. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. I get it. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that.
I'm rhyming and designing, also creating the dope dev rhyme that is always being taken by a sucker MC that wants to be like me. No trait of originality, but yo, I am not one to down another. So like I said before, just go for your sucker. I'm gonna take the time to drop a dope line, or maybe even two, for you and your crew, so you can start shaking and moving all around to the light DMC and the king of chill sound. It's new and improved like a freshly cut diamond. Perfect timing like a gem is shining, or better yet, a ruby somewhat like a sapphire. This jam you're forced to admire. Yeah.
Stop, look, listen. Look, listen.
CL hit him off with the verses.
Judge a book by the cover. Discover the soul brother with the methadone. Working brunette to blonde. How many Edison Con when I respond in full black? With us Heaven to Vernon villains back to back. Amazing grace when I face the great paper chase. For real, it's long overdue, so I don't wanna talk to you. I stroked the hell out of Mademoiselle who insisted every night she get her back twisted in the unlisted. I'm living through my son, so daddy see it this way. I want him in the NFL, his brother in the NBA. No doubt I'm with a piece down in Mecca, all crazy. To the late Eve, none of this is make-believe. I breathe some of the most powerful lyrics of our century. Battle physically, conquer mentally, essentially. You're dealing with a Mecca affair, so anywhere you wanna go, you know, I'll take you there.
What you gonna do? You know you can make me move over again.
Broken from their atomic symbols of teenage rebellion. They certainly are raking in a lot of good green American money and gathering hundreds of thousands of teenage fans in the process.
Can I kick it to all the people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you? Can I kick it to all the people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you really? Can I kick it to all the people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause getting mentions on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living is a big shrug. A life filled with, that's what I love. A lower plateau is what we're above. If you diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nipper the dog and give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a snug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the trial flies high like a dove.
Checking out the sound.
Big guns on the other, you don't stop. You don't stop, and you don't stop. Mr. Beats, don't stop. Check it out, yo. Yo, I'm looking for the big Cinos like Al Pacino. Here's a new slang word, you pussino. What it means is just that. Puss. My nickname is some know me as Mush. Fly like a Testarossa, my God. Do not attempt to diss me and my squad. Digging in the Craze Crew clique, my brother. I'm on the mic, Big L is on the other. For those that know me, indeed I flow maneuvers like shells bust from a Luger. Satisfaction, I bring the action, blowing your backs in with only a fraction. A mindset, OC designers, finest, rap lord, your highness, pulsating, vibrating. Shorty wop on the dance floor with the hips gyrating, commit. Ass swinging like a chandelier, like a cat in heat with an ass all up in the air, busted. You said I can't cut the mustard. Rapping is a bitch, boy, and I gotta love.
I be that smooth cat you never seen rolling with clowns. One of the few from uptown that's holding it down. Hoses on me like a welfare. Even rich ones that live in Bel Air is this big out, yeah, hell yeah. Word up, I use a chrome gat to push those back. Watch how you talk when you call me feds. Got the phone tap. This rap game, I put my life in it. Chain got mega ice in it. Push it infinite. Chrome rims like tinted. You can see pal, it's all about me now. 20 G's a show, punk beat out just the freestyle. I made this cheese, it didn't grow on trees. Can you hold something? Sure, you can hold on these. Yo, I'm fat like an old crayon, smooth as rayon. Ellis who the ladies stay on.
Yeah, baby, play on.
I chew chumps like two sticks, known for dropping new hits. I know you want me hoe, if I was you, I want me too.
Majestic, double-breasted, shine like diamonds, illustrious, rainbow glow, charismatic. My crew's the fattest fan, strung off the rhyme time like a cocaine addict. Who the fuck say otherwise? My steez incognito, test me son, I turn evil, old school, wallaby type, Sugar Hill grill, lay back and Mac relax like a whole mill.
Big shout out to everybody who like to make it. You know what I'm saying? All the brothers and sisters like to cash with us. Yeah. Big shout out to those that. Yeah. Shout out to those to everybody. Yeah. Shout out to those to everybody who like to make money. You know what I'm saying? All the brothers and sisters like to get cash with us. Can't help somebody unless they help themselves. Y'all know what time it is. Wake up to reality. Word up. My pockets stay fat, and they always like that. Not only in my pocket, in my bank, there's stacks and stacks of dough. Cause I move slow, I get my gas flow. Then I go, the brothers don't know I'm on it down low. Some get mad cause they can't understand that I'm 23 years old. I'm in command, I'm down with DITC. That's digging in the crate. And my partner AG, we always keep crazy pace. I'm staying back cause it comes around, goes around. Always look out and help a brother when he's down. And out like a Boy Scout, brothers always shout. You're looking out, show. Yeah, without a doubt. 1, 2, Harlem World, Jamaica. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this like this, yo. Yes, y'all. Gruff, stay fresh, y'all. Puff and bless y'all in the Lex to the mall. So-called bad chick, sexing you all. Give Gruff a call, let me flex in the wall. Twirl your backbone, get my Mac on. Get your Reebok money, sing your ass on.
You checking out the sounds of DJ Crazy N.
What's the deal, miss? Let me know something right now. I mean, we been dancing all night, buying you drinks all night and shit. Going home with a nigga or what? Tell me something. Oh, what up, miss? Who you hiding with? Who you sliding with? Who you riding with? We can jump in the SL. Rent a room at the best tell. I make it last cause I sex well. What up, miss? Who you hiding with? Who you sliding with? Who you riding with? We can jump in the SL. Rent a room at the best tell. I make it last cause I sex well. Hen rock and Alizé, I get drunk off. What up, miss? Get with a real man and cut that punk off. Everything gon' be alright. I've been watching you watch me all night. I asked Honey her name and she told me Celeste. She had big breasts, Honey had me harder than a Spanish test. We on the dance floor, getting our boogie on. I see the haters watching me with their hoodies on, trying to peep the ice under the sleeve. I'm like, it's time to breeze, told Honey let's leave. Took her to M&G's, got some eggs and cheese, grits, fish cakes, and orange juice freshly squeezed. When she finished the meal, I said, what's the deal? For real, you going home or you trying to chill? She got close, whispered something slow in my ear, and it ain't hard to tell where we going from here.
Wait.
Crazy.
Yeah. Bad boy, baby. Loon. Bad boy, baby. Loon.
Yeah,
it's your turn now, kid.
Yeah, come on,
Show
yo,
what you got.
I be that young handsome cat, same color chocolate, same nigga pop shit, same nigga got shit. Loon ain't no lame, Loon never gossip, nigga Loon in the game, cause Loon got some hot shit. Sick of you cats screaming that block shit. I done sold numerous drugs and drew the block sick. Look at me now, pull up in the drop six. Bitch on your block, looked at my watch and she got sick.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna swing this one to the right. We'll give a shout to my man Fox. My man Big Daddy, cool. Check it out. Here we go. Well, honey, here's a hickey. Poop is not a quickie. When it comes to skins, goddamn, I'm picky. Who would be the princess to occupy the prince? And if she's less than dope, I hope the limo's got tits. Now, honey, you see, this may sound profound, but let me love you down. And if I'm uptown or back downtown, all the skins I've been in, I get no frowns. You see, doo-doo MCs really think they can outlast. I smell gas. As a youngin', I was hefty. Born as a lefty. The rhymes I drop, something more than hefty. Roll like a ranger. Poop is no stranger. For those who try to diss me, here we go. Okay, everybody, step up. Wait.
Hey, yo, here we go. Okay, everybody, step up to this. Sing my song, step up to this. Sing my song, step up to this. Sing my song,
hey, yo, Stud, bust. Hey, yo, Jamal, I got a girl that's bad. But she don't understand my ways. Arguing days after days after days.
Well, I can dig it. See, I done had some fly ones, but they try to get just that. Thought I like to chase the cat, but I'm not a dog. Gotta who you're looking at. Looking at bull crap, you wouldn't put a jack.
When the telephone rings, slow down. It ain't really nothing but noise. Slow down. You wanna flip and lose your ball. Hey, baby, your hips was getting big. Now you're getting thin, you don't care about your ring. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got him, cause I hit him behind my speakers. The object of your affection is the T-Top connection. What makes it clear you love to smoke the fools. The crackheads and crackmen, they come up to my door. I don't smoke jump, so what they knocking for? Kids love to feel on your feds, gotta steal on your street time is limited to days. On your crack card, they're getting only agencies for comeback. Damn, Mrs. Sane, you're the mighty queen of vows with a wide-eyed look and a rotten tooth smile. Used to walk with a swagger, now you simply stagger from one spot on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next. Bitch, get a job, for me you won't rob, cause I smack you with a hose filled with sand. Now give that to the crack man. You was fly once, now you're losing all your front. Started off light, only tip of Woolly blunts, but now you get a stripe, graduated to the pipe, took a long pull. Hype, yeah, head crack, you smoked up that stack in a minute, you was back. Hey, yo, X, wasn't that your girl? Yeah, I had to drop it cause she caught on the plastic and I just can't.
Violators.
Ooh, that's why he's my DJ.
He's back.
That's why he's my DJ. Violators are back.
Y'all. We back, y'all. We are back.
What up, Kelly Mack? Thank you for introducing me to your cousin.
The real Kells.
Word up, yo. And you was doing your thing.
Thank you, my
We gave you the extended version.
That's what I know. I was like, let me just do this old school and just zone out with them.
Word up.
Wait, I gotta give you the
Yo, once again, let's at the middle of the hour. It's not even the top of the hour.
That's what type of time we moving on today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we want everybody to understand this is our DJ, Crazy Ed. When he's in a party, he's rocking it.
Yes.
Understand? This is not Memorex. This
is live.
Live action before
Live
this,
in
it was vinyl.
That's right.
Right.
Word up. Understand? He still got his mattress on those crates.
Yeah. What?
Stop playing
Might
with
be
it.
scratched up. There might be a little scratch and worn.
Well, listen.
Get it.
Listen. I remember those speakers with the bullet holes in them too.
Yeah, those are the wood boxes with with the rug on it.
So Ed, thank you once again for dropping the jewels on them.
Yes,
Let us
sir.
know what's going on and everything else. Where we at again?
We are, first of all, the Violators Unlimited Radio, TV, variety podcast. We sing, rap, dance in just one show. Hi. And we coming to you from iAccess Radio. iAccessRadio.com, baby. We are live on all social media platforms. Yeah, we out there. We in space. We in cyberspace. We in deep space. We in the space between your ears. We everywhere.
Yo, you see, whatever's in that blue cup, that's what's giving him that perk. I like that. He's up now.
So we're on all social medias. And if you want to get a job, Al Williams at
LinkedIn.
Yo, Al Williams.
See, I'm alive now. I'm here.
And what's the number?
Oh, the number is, that's right, yo, you can call in. We got a number. Ooh.
347-708-0216.
Well, somebody can't wait.
I was waiting for my intro.
I had some of that blue cup too.
See, I'm on point now. He slipped.
No, we're on point. We're on point.
Look at the charge. You still looking at health.
It's crazy.
I was waiting for the man. I was waiting for the poo. You know what I mean?
You're out of uniform and you're fucking up.
All right, so as Chris was saying, yes, we got a number you can call in. The number is 347-708-0216. 347-708-0216 in the Espanol.
For all my people that don't speak English, it's 347-708-0216. 347-708-0216. Llámenos ahora. Toma.
Next time we come with Spanish and French.
I don't know about the French. I guess you're gonna be Kumo.
Fred just came from Africa.
Kumo Tally Voodoo.
He said he went to go get a bush.
And if you ain't know, we are Official Tissue, real for real radio station. You're listening to the sounds of the Violators Unlimited show on WIAXDB in the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
Word up.
Y para que los que no saben, nosotros estamos vivos en español y en inglés a WIAX The Bronx. WIAX DB. Pow.
We gave him the
I
pow.
like that. The
Gave him the pow. Yo, brothers, we back again.
Yes, sir.
On a topic that was very touchy at the first hour.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna have some fun with this one. I think we can have some fun with this one. Who would you talk to?
Oh, yo, I got one.
I was thinking about that.
I got one. You actually said it. Yo, I'd like to speak to Obama, like, within his presidency. I like to just call him up and be like, yo, what was you thinking when you did that? Like, okay, like, if anybody watched Key and Peele, you ever watched Key and Peele?
Yeah.
You ever seen the skit when Obama comes through and he's giving dap to black people and white people, he's shaking their head. Like, yo, and he has done that before for real. You know what I'm saying? But like, I would like to ask some stuff like you know, when they was doubting you, like when y'all got what's his name? The terrorist cat, Osama bin Laden, yo. Like how did you feel, B? Did you run around the room with Michelle grabbing your nuts like, I got that motherfucker! How did you, what was the reaction behind closed doors? You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, at the end of the day, yo, bro, you're black. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got that motherfucker. I'm a bad man.
Well, like you had to like, bro, I know you had to downplay your blackness. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't let them see. You couldn't let everybody see the blackness. We saw it.
Right.
We seen when it oozed out a little here and there. We saw it. But if you could have did it differently, bro, like different times during your presidency, I know you really wanted to say some different stuff.
He said, "Line up, you bushes."
like when Trump said all of that crap about you not being American and your birth certificate. I'm sure, yo, behind closed doors, another time you was with Michelle, was you like, yo, this motherfucker need to kiss my ass, something like that, whatever. I just want to know how you really felt, bro.
Can I give you a funny story about the White House when he was in house? Right, I heard this from the Roots. The Roots Quest was DJing, so he was like, I'm in the White House. I'm a bunch of people. You got people watching me, like the secret agents and whatnot, right? So he's like, I'm keeping it mellow. I'm trying to DJ, and Obama comes up to him and tells him, "Yo, Chris, you need to play some better music." He wanted to hear trap music. But when they put the trap music, supposedly the White House was off the chain. Everybody was lit. But Obama went to him to tell him that because his daughters wanted to hear it. So it was like, what they were doing up at that time, But anyway, we don't know what the celebration was, but anyway, they had them at the White House, and it didn't take to trap music to get the White House jumping, so it was lit. So he was hip.
Oh yeah, he was.
He
hip.
definitely was. He was
one of the in my time.
Yeah.
Hippest president.
One of the most charismatic.
But
no doubt.
I wanted to talk to that whack president that's up there right now. I want to have a face to face.
Okay, so
you want him to look directly at me. And be like, yo, what is your problem, bro? I just want to tell him straight up. I just want to be on some street.
How about your bro, sir?
No, I know you're gonna say that, but I'm gonna be like, yo, straight street, because he is a bully, yo. He's a bully. He ain't looking out for nobody.
Yo, he's racist, man. He's just racist.
Yeah, he's looking out for nobody.
Truthfully, I don't even think he's racist.
Yes, he is, man. Okay.
I don't think he's racist. I think he's greenish. It's
about classes? Nah, but he's racist, though, bro.
It's about dollars, and when you get to that level, when the dollars is up there,
right,
the high people that's up there is those people of certain color.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's racist because he don't give
a Democrat before though. He was a Democrat before though.
Right. Yeah, he was
a long time ago.
But I don't think he's racist. I just think he's about green. He's about money. This is like he's a fake. Somebody said the other day, he's a fake Italian. He's a fake mob person. He's a fake mob person that now he got the presidency behind him that can run. Now he got his own guns.
Right. Yeah.
He got his own guns. He can do what he want to do. And like Joe Biden said, he's a bully.
Everybody said
whatever he's doing, it's not working.
Rebuttal.
Get him, Dave.
Wait, rebuttal. We're gonna run this like Congress. Thank you for the gentleman from Harlem. But now we have a rebuttal from the gentleman from the Bronx.
Which side of the Bronx? West side?
East side, partner.
Because I got a whole lot of business in the Bronx.
The East, homie. I'm from the East. Anyway. And I'm gonna stick with that he's racist, because if you remember when his ex-lawyer had to testify, homeboy said it straight, without no icing, no nothing. He gave it to you straight with no chaser. He said Donald Trump is a racist. And I'm gonna take it back to the 70s when him and his father were getting sued, the late 70s, early 80s, and him and his father was getting sued by burying people of color's applications for Trump properties, giving them bogus reasons why they couldn't get it. Homie's always been racist. He'll accept if you're a millionaire or you making money and you're a black person, you're acceptable because you got that money. All right, it's two-sided. It's two-sided. He will tolerate you if you got that guap.
Right.
But if you the regular Joe Schmo, oh fuck you. Forget about you.
And that's why I said it's the levels. It's the levels of your blackness. Like I can't walk up to him and have a conversation with Kanye West.
Or King Coon?
Jay-Z.
King Coon?
Right. Jay-Z, Puffy.
Well, now I ain't calling Jay-Z King Coon.
No,
the first person. King Coon?
I'm saying, P. Diddy, they could walk up to him and have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry, they could walk up to him and have those conversations.
But he used to hang with them back then.
Yeah, but I'm saying you
Guap.
Guap, no,
and
yeah,
guap.
Right.
Guap.
You gotta pay him to talk to him.
Look,
But I'm saying, no, you know
not
why?
even.
Because they bought into, once you get to that level, like we talked about the levels a long time ago,
Yeah.
that level of income, that level of money, it's a different story. And Wavy can tell you, he's seen Chris in those levels of money. The levels of money, when we was in, not to get off the subject, we was in Vegas for New Year's. Jay-Z was performing. I walk in there, Chris got us all in there. I walked in there, I was like, oh, you got us the tables? No, you're cool. I was like, and I seen where his table was. It was Chris, Jay-Z, and the Coca-Cola family. Right. And they was not black. So when I say Coca-Cola, I ain't saying Coca-Cola is black. I'm saying Coca-Cola Corporation.
Right.
Was there. And he said, you want to sit up there? I said,
Hell no.
No. I get my drinks down here, and I'll be okay.
You should have sat up there, though. You should have sat up there.
Shout out to J
I
Star.
should have.
You should have.
I should have because, you know what?
Let them see your face.
Not even seeing my face, connections.
Keep your mouth shut.
So sometimes our arrogance of where we at keep us from going somewhere else.
There you
'Cause
go.
My arrogance was like, but I should have went up there because you never know
Where you been?
What you could have created.
What I could have created.
Right.
Yeah. What I could have got from learning behind Chris. 'Cause Chris, like I said, I ain't going off too much subject. And you know what? Actually, that was my conversation again with Chris. Like, yo, why you fucking let us get in that shit so we can be in the boardroom with you? But the fact of that the levels of money with Trump is different. He looks at levels of money. If you ain't got no money, he's like, oh, fuck you. Get out of my face. And then he calls you low lab, because he'll call a white person, you white trash. He will call it, he call us any kind of names.
Yeah.
He call Puerto Ricans, Spicks any kind of names.
Yeah, we Mexicans.
Mexicans, so if he ain't in that level, it's still going to be the same.
He's an equal opportunity racist.
So
And a bigot against his own people if they ain't got that guap.
You know, all right, this is a story that I got from a company that I used to work with, right? With Donald Trump's father, when I guess the building at the time was being built, and it was the first built building. He was one of the few first tenants that came into the building at the time. As far as they say, like, Donald Trump is a racist, blah, blah, blah. Like, even then when we'll speak about it, people will tell me, it's funny how Donald's this way, where his father was different. Like, no tenant can say anything to the workers in the building if you don't go through Donald Trump's father. Like, you don't talk to them like that. I won't allow it. These people are here serving us, taking care of us, making sure our building is secure, making our packages being delivered on time. Our luggages are being. So from what I heard from the vets at the time in the building, his father was way different from Donald. But you have to work within the circle.
Right.
Because I remember when I first got there, they were like, oh, this guy talks with his hands, too many tattoos. Well, of course, his conversation is too aggressive, right? But when they got to know me and they saw that I was really a different person from what I looked like to them, the love and the protection was there until, whatever else happened.
Right.
But, they took care of you as far, when you'll know that within Christmas because, the bonus that you get.
Hold on. I don't want to get off the original topic, but I'm gonna say this. You see, everybody forgets what true racism is, right? Now, if you remember, and you can think back, all of us is old enough to remember the 60s and not really the 60s, but the 70s, whatever. Now, you have niggers, and you have, he's a good black, or he's a good colored. Now, when we come into that being accepted business, it's the same demographic. It's the same thing with niggers and good coloreds. You're Puerto Rican. Man, we all black. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is you became accepted. So what did that mean? You were one of the good ones. That's all. That's all it is to them.
So
But
he
they-
lived
it's
in the
still,
he lived in the house, master.
Basically, he was allowed. Yes, he was allowed to come in the house. That's right. He was allowed to come in
He's
the big
actually
house.
running the house. He's running the whole building. There you go.
So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted when we think that people are not racist. They're still racist. I'll give you another example off of a fictional movie, The Django. Or Django. It's supposed to be Django. It's not supposed to pronounce the D. Django. You was that exceptional nigga. And those of us that are accepted by that community, we are the quote unquote, whether we're Puerto Rican, whether we're black, Dominican, Cuban, Indian, Chinese, we are that exceptional Negro.
You're right.
That's all I got to say.
Wow.
So who want to talk to who now?
Well, listen, if on the comedic side, if I had to make a phone call, I would call that brother Noah. You know what I mean? I know you guys know who Noah is, the one that built the ark.
No doubt. That's
right. I would call him because I'd be like, dude, like, you spent 120 years to build a boat. Like, he could have just went to Home Depot and got 4 Mexicans named Miguel to build that shit in 4 hours. That's all I'm saying. Like, dude, like, you hustling backwards. You know what I'm saying? You hustling backwards.
There's no Home Depot back then.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I would have told him, like, dude, like, shit, that ark was nothing but an Uber pool for animals. This shit was just the worst shit ever, dude. Like, that's what.
I need a. I'll be here all week.
We're gonna come back to wait on the next commercial. But Harry, you was talking about talk to in today's society.
I don't know. Honestly.
Huh?
Maybe Roberto Clemente.
He's dead.
Exactly.
No. So now we're talking about somebody that's
alive. Now,
yeah.
You can have a conversation.
I don't really know, honestly.
I think personally, like, I would sit down with some of these new, or call some of these new mumble rappers,
okay,
and tell them, like, listen, like, they have a platform,
right,
where they can move a lot of young youth,
okay,
and instead of promoting, you know,
the negativity,
you know,
that they do.
right, and the drugs and taking this and doing this. You know, use that platform to move your people forward, right, instead of moving them backwards.
Okay.
You know, that's the type of conversation I would have. You know, because I mean, we see it. You know, we have a lot of shit going on in the streets, and you know, they listen to this. You know, you see them, they popping mollies, they looking lost, tattooed up. It's just like, dude, you like going down this path. Like, so when you're at an age where, you know, you need to be accepted in society, you're not gonna have that because all the tattoo, you know, the drug. This is that's the conversation that I would have. Like, listen,
so
we just
what
need
if
to put.
what if they come back and say, "Well, yo, dog, you know, the rock stars, they do it. They hitting acid, they hitting all this other stuff.
Yeah.
What makes them so different than what we doing?
Well, they're not necessarily promoting it.
Right.
Some of them do. Not all of them
Rock,
do.
I don't think rock
But
stars were promoting that. I mean, that was a lifestyle.
That's just a
behind
lifestyle,
the
right.
scene.
Right.
That was behind the scene. This is just more like in your face
promotion.
Like, yo, you know what I mean? You see me, I'm wearing a dress, I'm popping mollies. Like, dude, come on.
So much wearing a dress.
But that's how these rappers are. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
But they don't disguise the lyrics of the music the way the
rappers say. Right.
The rock stars do.
Now, but hold on. I'm gonna be devil's advocate here, right? And I gotta go back to my Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. So, you want to fight?
He's with the kung fu stuff.
No, but you know what?
People can't see you, Dave.
we not on camera no more. Anyway, but nah. But all right, seriously. All jokes aside, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate on that because back in the day, yo, we did the same thing but not like they doing it now. You had your rappers that was talking about drugs, selling. No, okay, we have positive. Yeah, we have positive rap. Yeah, positive rap, right?
No, White Line was not.
The song was a positive. If you listen to all the lyrics, they trying to tell you don't do it.
Right. Like
So
this
it
is
was a
the
positive
outcome.
song.
This is the
Right.
outcome of like
Exactly.
sniffing cocaine or whatever
Like,
it
we
is.
doing it, but y'all don't do it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, we did have an abundance of artists that spewed negativity. We did. Misogynism, all of that. We had our artists that did it, and they were clearly legible because there was no such thing as mumble rap back then.
Right.
All right? But the whole thing was, it was under the guise of, we are ghetto reporters. We're just reporting what we see. All right? So now, what makes these youngsters now so different than us? Outside of the fact that they're wearing dresses and they got their faces all tatted and they promoting popping mollies. I mean, we really didn't promote taking drugs. We might have promoted, I'm the dope man, you know what I'm saying? Or I got these bricks if you got the money. You know, we was promoting getting paid, hustling.
It got out there less back then because we didn't have the social media.
Right.
No, dude, the streets was social media.
You're right.
The streets was social.
But
It was always social media in
if you
some
want
form.
this, you touch more people.
No, right, no doubt.
Then until it had to get to the street, it had to be on radio in order to really get out there. Not unless I know that, okay, I know you and I know what you do. Where now I'll be like, oh, I just popped a molly. Millions of people could see
you, yeah,
and they watching that like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
that's to be accepted. Oh, so me to be socially accepted in society, I gotta pop a couple mollies in order to be, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get followers. That's what it is.
Right.
So
exactly.
So you're looking at that, and then of course would be contacting some of these CEOs that run social media like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and all that, and say, listen, like instead of continuing to push this negativity.
Whoa, we got a phone call. Yes, caller. You are on Violators Unlimited Radio Show. Who we speaking to?
This is Cat Williams with the process, baby.
Cat Williams. Man, this is live.
Violator West in the house. Now, Vegas.
You almost had us, Lau.
Word.
Hey,
Like
man, who
2 seconds.
Who y'all got to today?
Oh, so you're not watching as usual?
Nah, there's a lot going on. A lot of big meetings going on with
All right.
the headphones and the commissioner of Vegas. So a lot of things going down. They got the 2020 draft coming here in Vegas.
Oh, that's for sure.
The commissioner wants us to be a part of the Teddy Valley. And we got a big thing from tonight. We got a thing last night. All the celebrities went out tonight. They were played. It's gonna be crazy, man.
So you sounded like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. You a businessman. I got business all over the place. Business.
You damn right, because I'm from New York City. But yeah, no, we just got this thing going on.
Yeah, we got.
Who out here? What's his name? Called me Busy B. Starsky trying to get a script out here. I'm telling y'all sleeping on it. You better take that money and invest some property out here, man, before it's over. I love you guys. Who's on the air? Who's up there?
We got my man. We got Wavy McGuire.
Wavy Messiah, what's good?
Wavy McGuire.
Wavy
McGuire. What's good with you?
Wavy McGuire. I'm blessed, man.
That's good.
What you got out there? You got on these platforms and these, all these, what you got streaming out there on platforms, streaming out there.
He's a comedian. See, you're not watching.
That's
right. That's why I said I was Cat Williams. See, that's what I was talking about.
Got him.
So, hold up, but which Cat Williams are you? The one that got locked up for having drugs and guns at the airport? Or you the funny one that's on stage killing, right?
I'm the one that was down with Dipset.
That's the one that got locked up at the
I'm the one from Friday.
Which one? You Money Mike. Yo, he Money Mike. Let me check my Palm Pilot. I'm available.
Then tonight I'm on my way to San Francisco for a few days, to get away.
All right.
And come back. I miss you guys. It's nice and hot out here. The sun is shining. And
it's nice and cool over here.
How you guys doing?
We
We good. We good. Sun is shining here too.
Yeah, but it's cold.
It ain't all that hot. I mean, it's a nice 60-something degrees in New York. You know, a nice autumn day.
It's a beautiful thing. God bless America and Donald Trump. Let's impeach him right now. Let's get it over with.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all see what happened to Errol Spence? That's crazy, right? Oh my God.
Who? Nah.
Errol Spence, the boxer. You see what happened?
Oh
to him?
yeah, in the car crash.
I didn't. How many times that car flipped, man? That Lamborghini.
Yo, and it flipped. Yo, it's crazy.
I'm on.
But yo, I'm happy for y'all. I love you guys, man, and keep on doing what you're doing, man. And Wade the comedian, keep on making jokes, man.
I
Keep on
got
making
you.
jokes.
Yes, sir.
But just don't start putting on those dresses. Start putting on dresses, it's gonna disown you.
Oh, so you
Nah,
are one.
oh, so you are one.
Love you, live. Love you, brother.
Don't ever sleep on me, man.
Got it. You got it, baby.
You got this one.
Right.
Shock the world, violate the West in the building, baby.
Right, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
All right, I love you guys,
I
man.
love you too.
Love you back, brother.
Stay positive. One love.
One love, baby.
Baby,
One.
good luck with your career, baby.
My man, I appreciate it.
All right.
He got his back with the I don't wear no dress. Right. You got that one, pot. Like you got that one. You got that today.
Watch it, cause Fred not here.
Today.
So, who's? Oh, I ain't say Mars, right?
No, you didn't.
I ain't say Mars.
Yeah, we kept putting you on. We kept sunning you.
I think for a person who I would want to talk to, I'm gonna go out the box. I'm gonna go out the box, and I just want to sit with Oprah. Sit with Oprah to understand how you come from an ugly chick.
Makeup, dude. Hours of makeup.
You don't see her right now. But I'm saying they look so like now you look amazing with your hair. Look what you do. You don't change your style like 3 decades in a row.
Weight Watchers.
Until now. Even her farm says WW on her new farm. And how many people that you put on? Like,
Well, a lot of
like
people,
a
dude.
lot of people that you put on. Like how did you come from the ugly chick, like the ugly duckling that nobody wanted, to be the person that everyone wants there?
Hard work.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
She
That's what she did.
says, I never had to sleep with nobody. I never had to do none of this extra stuff to get to where I'm at.
Because nobody wants to sleep with an ugly chick.
Say that, son. I was
You beat me to it, baby.
Oprah, color purple, I'll take it.
Whoopie too. I'll take
Wait. Air crane.
But the fact that, listen, Stepman,
Look at him.
Stepman
Like
is
behind
great.
her like
Paid, baby.
Every picture, he's still behind her like this.
Well, shit. If I was stepping, I'd be behind it too.
He has his own construction. Understand? He has his own construction company. Cool. But what does he construct?
That's
Anything that-
changed.
None of your business.
She wants to build.
There you go. They keep it in house.
It's a family business.
in house.
It's a family business.
So that means Tyler Perry joint in Atlanta.
Yep.
Who built that?
Studman. She making money off of money, Chief. Come on.
You built that?
Private. Look, listen.
I don't know if he did.
If
We
he's
can
on
look
the
into that.
construction,
Yeah,
she has something to do with it.
I bet you he did.
he probably did. That shit. Just to keep a black owned, just to keep a black owned, right? Just to keep a black owned company to continue to. Like I've been to the studios. Like that dude's studios is
He just had a big party.
incredible. It's incredible,
It's
dude.
insane.
Yeah. And to own that lot, like he has 12 different lots. And in each studio, the studios is huge. You could fit 4 mini mansions in those studios.
Wow.
That's how huge those joints are. Huge.
It was like dead land or something.
Well, no, the land was owned by the veterans. Like the veterans had that land, and he bought up the majority of it. So they still have partial, but he continues to buy, like just to continue to buy it, and just
Wow.
like he owns at least 95% of that property.
Yeah, because anything that could be done at Universal,
He could
Warner,
fit.
he
He could
do
fit.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
Universal. He could fit Walt Disney. Like he could fit Hollywood in that lot.
So you saying the motherfucker could make a Star Wars movie on his lot?
Dude, they did Black Panther. They filmed Black Panther. They did all that shit there. Black Panther, Avengers, and all
That's
that.
a lot of CGI, B.
But still, utilizing that those studios is
it's
like the dude built a replica White House on there for his Oval Office show that he has.
Or the new joint that's coming out now,
Yes,
yeah, with
on BET.
the white president with the black
Yes.
wife, yeah,
He
yeah.
said he makes sure that he bought it to make sure that he could put any set of anywhere in the country that
Right.
you want
to put on it.
And put on there.
So you could shoot there and you don't have to go there.
But what I love about it,
That's the fun of it,
What I love about it is he has nothing but black folks employed at that studio.
Well, that was his main thing. And,
But hold on,
because
wait,
of that, you know,
wait. That's reverse racism, bro.
It's really not.
Oh, for real. Think about it.
Sound like the chocolate Trump.
It's a great. No, wait, hold on. I'm telling you, I am the devil's advocate today. That's my middle name today. Is devil's advocate. All right? I'm all for it. But you gotta. But hold up. That's actually reverse racism. He ain't got like one or two white people.
Yeah, he do.
No, you know you.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Of course.
Wait.
The accountant.
Wait. You gotta hold on.
The accountant and 3 lawyers.
You gotta have. Y'all made me forget what the fuck I was gonna say. You gotta have reverse affirmative action rules.
You have to have a number of white employees.
You gotta have a certain amount of white sprinkles in the chocolate.
He has, of course. He has 2 that's doing shoe shining. He said, I want to give him the jobs that we used to have. So he got shoe shining. He got 3 white people doing bathroom attendants.
So okay, if he got somebody behind that.
Everybody in the kitchen's white.
So hold on. You stupid. So hold on. So wait. So now if there's
follow the ingredients.
If there's a white executive or white person that you know behind the camera or whatever, they are the exceptional cracker.
Huh. They are.
They're the exceptional cracker?
Right. But they got a mentor behind them.
Right.
That's black.
Exactly.
So I like that. Ready? Press go. I walked away.
You got 6 minutes. Hold on. I want to take it back to what Chris said with his conversation with Oprah. She'd be like, I'm not going to call you Chris because your mama named you Christopher. Every morning when I wake up, first I pray to God and thank God for all of this that I have and everything. And then I put on my favorite song. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Check this shit out. I told Yana she better check this shit out. She bullshitted. Yeah. Now Dr. Phil got more money than her. Listen, we had some fun today. It's almost our time.
Yep.
To go. You know, Wavy, tell them again where you're gonna be performing at.
So you guys, you can catch me in New York City, either at Broadway Comedy Club or Greenwich Comedy Club. You can follow me on social media where I post up everything. Wavy Maguire, so that's WavyMaguire. That's on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're in the DC area, pop up. I'm there with Tony Rock. We're gonna turn up, all right? DC.
Once again, thank you for stepping in for. I thought you were stepping in for one person, but since you got 2 names, Wavy Maguire, you stepped in for 2.
There you go for 2.
The comedian with 2 first names.
Be like, yo, son, how you spell it again? Wavy, W-A-V-Y.
Yep.
Maguire.
Like Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Show me the
money.
Yeah, you're at court right now, buddy. Show you the judge.
Alright.
But once again, Crazy Ed, you did your thing.
Good looking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As always.
Yes.
Until next week, as we will say.
Damn, man, we got 3 minutes, partner.
3 minutes? He gonna play out. You got something else to say?
I just want to give a shout out to
Shout out.
all the beautiful people in the world. The boys and the little girls. And no, I ain't saying little girls on some R. Kelly shit.
Yeah, I was like, I was about to say that.
Shout out to my moms and my pops. Shout out to my children's. Shout out to my deceased child. Yo, it's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Be thankful. Tell the people in your life you love them.
Yup.
Because, yo, you here today and gone today. Not no going tomorrow. You here today, gone today.
Right.
I mean, I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody. We all of us could be here right now, step out of this room, and get a phone call 3-4 hours later. Yo, such and such. Something happened, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, oh, my God. So, yo, enjoy life. Be thankful. Praise the Lord, yo. Be grateful for everybody in your life. Tell people that you love them when you see them. Like Al said earlier, and I saw Fat Joe say it earlier this week, give everybody their flowers while they alive.
Yes,
yo.
sir.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, love more, hate less.
Yes, sir.
And on the count of 3, we're going to say, we love you. 1, 2, 3.
We love you.
Peace.
Next week, y'all.
Next week, news.